Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. So, you might be hearing this thing about problem of evil, problem of evil. Who's going to solve the problem of evil? An atheist, they charge us, hey, look at these guys, they have problem of evil. You know? So, what is the atheist solution to this? How do the atheists solve the problem of evil? That's my question. How do they solve this problem? Guess what? There is no evil. After all, at the end of the day, there is no evil. That's their solution. Indifferent, indifferentism. Nature is indifferent to all of that. It's just our concepts. We just made them up. Evil and good and all of that. It's all neutral stuff. It's indifferent. So their critique, you should actually understand it now. It's not about that they actually think there's evil in the world or there's good in the world. Ultimately, when let's say all religions are gone, what we'll be left with is there is no evil, there is no good. It's just we are just making a social construct such that even if you have two communities, two different communities, evil can be good here and bad. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, they see them as just nonsense, metaphysical nonsense that we just made up. So why would you then, your critique against the theist, for instance, at least we will believe there's actually real evil, okay? And people will be accountable for that. So if someone does evil, we believe they will be accountable for it. And I think Islamic position just solves this. Maybe Christians believe this too, but Islamic position on this thing is that the life of this world is a test. So all the evil, all the good you see around you, all of that stuff is about to test you. Okay? So you'll be hungry and then you have food. Will you be grateful? Okay? You will lose loved ones. Would you still believe? Because in a way, it's all an illusion. It's an illusion. So in a way, you are right that there is no evil and there is no good, in the sense that irrespective of any observer, is there evil and good? No, because we believe in divine command theory and stuff like that. But the point I'm actually showing is that I thought you would think that atheists will solve the problem because people have moral inclinations and they are very strong on some of their views about good and evil. That they forget that once you remove religion or theism, for instance, what you get is not what you want. You get nothing. Now you cannot talk about evil anymore in a real sense. It was all myth. All of that was myth. Good, evil, it was myth, mythology. But they often hold on to those mythology and they continue as if no one will see them. It's like an ostrich burying his head in the sand. We see you. Don't you get it? Like once you remove God and all of that, whatever you claim to be good and evil anymore, no one will take you seriously anymore. Like, yeah, well, we get it. It's like you're like an ostrich. Everyone can see you, but you seem to think you're hidden from plain sight. But anyway, I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Like, when they push this problem of evil for you as a theist, just say, okay, fine. We believe ultimately this life is a test. And at the end of the day, all those evil and good and all those things, they were finite. They are not everlasting. Now the real the real judgment will begin by the one who is in charge of everything. And God is going to, all the people that have been tested with quote unquote evil, you will see them enjoying. Okay? And all those people that they had good and they were ungrateful, God will punish them. That is our belief. So this life is a test for us. So it will not be strange to find someone that is a Muslim, bad things happening to him. God already said it. So we are not, we see this as a, what's it called? Musiba. This is like, a bad thing happened to me. Okay. I'll be patient. Okay. ولا يبلونكم من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأولاد والأنفس والثمرات فبشر الصابرين. That we will test you with all this bad stuff. You lose your crops. Sometimes things are not going smoothly for you. فبشر الصابرين. Give glad tidings to those that are patient. Why? Because they know there's something else after all of this. But you as an atheist, there's nothing after all of this. So it's meaningless. All your suffering, all your evil, quote unquote evil, is just meaningless. And we have hope that all of this will make sense one day. Because we know it doesn't make sense right now. All of this doesn't make any sense unless there's something after. And that's how we believe in the hereafter. And because we believe that, we owe ourselves to that judgment. That we have to behave ourselves. Even if no one is watching me, I have to still behave myself because I know ultimately I'm going to be brought to justice. But if you don't have this belief of hereafter, no one is going to hold you accountable for anything you do. If you're alone, you can do whatever you like, really. You just don't understand it yet. Some people do, they understand this, and they throw themselves into an existential crisis because too much freedom sometimes can kill you. Too much freedom can make you realize that, what? Like the existentialists, just read some of their works. People like Sartre and all these people, you will see that they tell you are ultimately free. What does that even mean? Go and see. And you see that you will start looking for meaning somewhere. You will create your own mythology to deal with this issue. So anyway, I hope you guys, anytime someone come with you with the problem of evil and all this nonsense stuff, just say I don't care. Because ultimately they don't care. Why are they then using the argument? I think they just want to show that God doesn't exist so that all of us will now be nihilists and all of us will not believe there's good and evil ultimately anymore and everything will just become nonsense. But we hold on to that mythology that will make evil and good real, in the sense that it's a test for us. Okay? It won't just be that they are just there. They are a test for you. You will be tested with good. Will you share out of your goodness? Would you be grateful? You're tested with evil. Would you remember when things were good? Would you be patient? That's all the tests. And then ultimately you'll be rewarded for all your patience. Okay? And those that didn't do this, they'll be punished. Simple. Evil does not exist ultimately, according to them. So there's nothing to go back to. Do you understand? Like Nietzsche said, if you remove all mythology, there's nothing left. It's just a colorless world, a colorless, blind world that anyone can just come and paint whatever they want, ultimately. So to me, it's not an argument that any theists should worry themselves about. Unless you don't have this kind of concrete. That's why we invite you to Islam. You see, we have an explanation for all these things. Really, our scholars have dealt with this for years, and we can explain to you how all this ultimately makes sense, and how we can still be moral and good and have hope in the hereafter, where justice will be served. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.